If you're watching my videos, you're probably here to learn more about houseplants, or possibly gardening, and we'll get back to that once we get a bit closer to spring. But what makes a plant a houseplant anyway? It had to have grown outdoors at some point, right? Most plants we keep indoors come either from the tropics or from the desert. The reason they do so well inside is because these plants are used to relatively consistent temperatures. Just as it never freezes in a tropical rainforest, it doesn't freeze in your home either. At least, I'd hope not. And if you're north of hardiness zone 8, a lot of the plants that thrive in your garden need to freeze, or at least have a period of dormancy when the temperatures are lower. That's why those mini rose plants you get for Valentine's Day are usually dead by April. They shouldn't even be growing in February, much less blooming. Most of my family lives in Florida, and every time I take a trip down to visit, I try to take some photos of what houseplants look like when they grow right from the ground. My brother-in-law had a huge white bird of paradise by the front door of their last house, and it was blooming. He also had 2 huge staghorn ferns hanging from trees, as well as one growing from the ground, in full sun. I guess a little humidity goes a long way. This plant that's taller than the 2-story hotel where I stayed is a Schefflera amate. Yes, just like the one in your living room, only huge. There was also a big cordyline in the front, bigger than I've ever seen in a pot. In the back, near the water, they had a cardboard palm, or Zamia furfuracea, that was wider than it was tall. I had to feel those stiff, fuzzy leaves to make sure that's what it was. Then there's this Ficus elastica that was so huge, I couldn't even fit it all in the photo. Yes, that's a rubber tree, and it just keeps going. You may have seen this golden pothos that climbed the trees outside our rental house the last visit we went to Florida. Those leaves are easily over 2 feet wide. See what I mean about getting larger leaves when you let them climb? There was also a huge fan palm, or Lifstonia chinensis, and a plumeria in bloom. It smelled so good. Crotons get tall and wide when they have an entire earth to grow out of. And check out this philodendron bilietiae starting to climb a tree. Those leaves are probably like 4 times the size of mine. And you know a Monstera deliciosa will get those huge leaves outdoors. Desert plants do well indoors too, but they are mere shadows of their outdoor relatives. Euphorbia can become a whole forest given enough room to grow. A forest I wouldn't want to walk through unless the path was really wide. Same with Cereus peruvianus, great big stabby guys. Very cool to look at from a safe distance. Jade crassula becomes a huge shrub and blooms like crazy when you grow it outdoors. Same with aeonium. Those branches can get pretty long, and then they look like a bouquet of green roses. I lived in New Mexico for a year when I was a kid, and there were yuccas everywhere. Those waxy blooms are so pretty, but it's a rare thing to have them bloom indoors. Some agave plants can get even taller than me when they're grown in the desert. Yeah, okay, I'm short, so that's not saying much, but they'll never even get to my height in a pot. So if you ever wonder what that new plant you got looks like growing from the ground, just Google the name, the botanical name preferably, and add growing outdoors. It might surprise you. Have you ever lived in the tropics or in the desert, or both like I have? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified when I release a new video. You can also find me on Instagram at planty.jen, where I share photos and tips as well. If you'd like to learn more about me, please visit my website at plantyjenstinylandscapes.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Time for that theme song.
If your plants look sad and you've lost all hope, tried everything, you're at the end of your rope. Should you throw them out into the street? Nope, just ask Planty Jen. If you wanna be a planty acolyte, learn the tips and tricks to keep them growing right. Water, fertilizer, and the right amount of light, just ask Planty Jen.
Cardboard palm, cardboard palm, cardboard palm, cardboard palm, cardboard palm. Philodendron bilietiae, philodendron bilietiae, philodendron bilietiae. Cardboard bilietiae, cardboard bilietiae, cardboard bilietiae.